Hey everybody, welcome to episode 6 of Creative Minds. Now, I have to say a few things before this episode starts. One, we had a little trouble recording Jakeson's audio, and so I had to come up with this very stupid way of recording everybody's voices. So some of the voices, including mine, is not the best quality, so I apologize for that. Apparently I recorded my webcam audio instead of my actual microphone audio, so that was stupid. So I apologize for the not so great audio. However, the information in this episode is really helpful and really good to any aspiring YouTubers who want to do YouTube, or just life advice in general you can learn something from. So just that's a fair warning. It's not terrible. I cleaned it up the best I could. It doesn't compare to this microphone audio, so my apologies again. But this is a really good episode. It's with Jakeson. He's a really good skit channel. Definitely check him out. Honestly, you don't even have to listen to this episode. Just watch his stuff because it's really funny guy. Anyways, here is the podcast episode. Hello everybody, and welcome back to Creative Minds. It is the new year.
Time just flies by.
Today's guest is Jake Robinson. Hello, Jake.
Hey.
How are you doing today?
Hey, how's everyone doing?
Jake is a YouTuber, which is cool because we are also YouTubers. So Jake, what do you do on your channel exactly?
Mostly skits. A lot of times I'll end up sitting down, talking to the camera for a bit, and then kind of cutting away into some sort of skit.
Yeah, it's funny how I met you actually, because I was just doing distribution for my video. I can't remember which one, but I was in a bunch of Facebook groups sharing my video. And then I saw that you also posted a clip of your video in the group. And that's how you got my attention, because nobody ever does that ever. And it's sad because it's an amazing way to showcase your work.
It really is, yeah.
And people seriously need to get on that if they want people to see their stuff.
It's so much better. It's so much better.
I saw the clip and I actually really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed that video. So I checked out your channel.
Yeah.
Really like your stuff.
Thank you.
I really do like your skits. They're pretty funny.
Thank
I'm not
you.
gonna lie.
Thank you.
One of the more quality YouTubers for sure. I've just seen so many in these groups, and I'm sure they're having fun, but it's from an outside perspective, it's in my eyes, it's not really quality.
Yeah.
It seems like it doesn't take a lot of work, but your stuff, it's well thought out. It's planned. And I really do appreciate that.
Thank you, yeah.
That's really...
It takes a while, but yeah.
When I find these really cool people on the internet that are kind of doing the same thing that I'm doing, I'm just I try to pounce at the opportunity of dude, you're doing amazing work here. And yeah, it's really great. Emerrias, do you have anything to say about this?
Yeah, I think it's been a journey trying to find other people who are also on that good content grind life, Yeah, because I run into a lot of people who just started off vlogging and, makeup channels. So it's pretty refreshing to find somebody who's doing skits these days, especially because the algorithm is not much favoring of skits these days. So it's pretty good stuff.
In some ways, I'm just forget the algorithm. Make what you actually love to make.
Yeah.
To be fair, because it's if you try to serve the algorithm, are you truly making what you want to make? I feel that there are some ways to do what you love, but also kind of do some algorithm stuff here and there to further outreach. But there's several ways to get your video viewed, so I don't think it's that much of a problem nowadays.
I definitely try not to pay attention to it too much and just make what I want to make, but it's definitely something I consider. I hopped on I made a Halloween video. I know it's definitely harder these days for small YouTubers to grow and everything just because it's so saturated, but a lot of these small YouTubers, just what I've noticed throughout going through Facebook groups and stuff, I'm sorry to say this, but a lot of them aren't good.
No, I agree. I fully agree.
You see them complaining about not growing. I feel for us, both you guys have great content, and if you know you're producing good content, it'll come eventually.
I think it's always interesting to ask how people got into YouTube, because it feels like there's always so many different ways someone can get into YouTube. So what's your story?
Obviously, I've always watched YouTube, and I've been inspired by, Ryan Higa. I just watched him my entire life, and I always made random little videos as a kid. I never really thought about posting them anywhere. I just made them for some reason because I like doing it. And starting junior year, I started to get really into watching Ryan's videos. And then senior year, I started really considering it. But it was I don't want to say it's embarrassing, but it's hard to do. It's kind of weird at first, and especially if people start to find out about it. So it took me a while to muster up to get the first video out. So pretty much I had a senior internship kind of thing. And I was at an architecture firm and it was so boring and they gave me like nothing to do. Well, like I couldn't be of much help to them anyway. I was pretty much just like sitting there just for hours. And I was like, I have so much time. I should be doing something. And I had no homework either. So I started writing scripts, and then eventually I just started posting videos, and kind of how I got into it. So
usually like these people start because they're like, oh, my favorite YouTuber, I want to do that kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. So when you got started, what did you have on hand? Like, I'm sure not much. I'm sure you had like your phone.
Yeah, literally most of the shots in my first few videos are me holding my iPhone in my hand, or I didn't even have a tripod. Grabbed this like step ladder we had and like propped it up there. Eventually, I just bought like little things, like one of the like little like bendy tripods. Once I graduated high school, I finally got like an actual camera of sorts, and I bought a tripod, and then eventually just started adding to try and make things better. And to this day, my audio and lighting and everything is in no sense good, but I just keep adding, trying to upgrade as I go along.
So I actually started, 3 years ago, very similar to you, like making skits, because I watched a lot of Ryan Higa. My friends used to say that a lot of my earlier videos, kind of imitations of him, and they were like accusing me of being a copycat of them. That was a thing. And then over time, I guess I kind of just I started watching less and less of YouTube, partially because it made me feel crappy about how their videos were always better, and partially because I didn't want my videos to be like theirs. You know, I wanted to be unique subconsciously, you know? Yeah.
A lot of them you can definitely see the influence, but like there's like one or two that I would like to put them private just because they're like pretty similar to what Ryan has done. Really don't have that many videos, but I started in the beginning of the summer, so I just kind of need videos on my channel for now.
I mean, when you first start out, you kind of just do whatever. I mean, YouTube is really just a way to creatively express yourself, and sometimes like a lot of people see that, sometimes they don't. But like as long as you're having fun doing it, that's kind of the main point, you know? Like if you're not having fun doing it, then why are you doing it? So far, what's your favorite video that you've made?
The Halloween video I made was my first like different video, like a lot of different editing. Then there are a few skits, adding animated everyday life that took me forever to make.
I was basically drooling over the editing.
Way too long. If I had a green screen, it would have taken like maybe like 4 or 5 hours to edit. I don't know, who knows? But like without the green screen, I had to go into After Effects, and like since the lighting was bad, like pretty bad in some areas, I had to go through each frame and like change the outline, and it took way too long. But it's just like the fact that I put so much work into it. I think that's probably like the video I'm most proud of. I don't know.
In my opinion, I think that's your best video so far.
Yeah, thank you.
When it comes to editing, because I was just like, whenever I see a video and I have no clue how to do half the things in the video, I'm like, wow, I feel like a bad editor. Because like, wow, this is really, really cool. Maybe I should step up my game more, which is good. I think that's good to be able to watch content and be like, I could do better, and just like improve yourself.
Yeah. How about you guys?
See, for me, it has to be a Gems of the Internet. That's like my best series. I have to go with that.
So good.
Yeah. Not the first one. I dislike my first Gems of the Internet solely because of the editing. It felt subpar to me. Now, probably my Nakey Jakey Gems of the Internet. One reason is because Jakey actually saw it.
Oh,
and that was dope. I don't know. I really like the editing on that for sure. Plus, it's talking about my favorite YouTubers, so there's that. There's a lot of instances. Who are some of your other favorite YouTubers?
Ryan Trahan. He started off doing like running videos. So like I was a runner throughout all of high school. Like my senior year, I found him because he did like cross country vlogs and like running tips and whatever. And I just kept watching him. He still do running, but like he'd add a different kind of video, like some kind of commentary video, some kind of little skit. He was getting in trouble from the NCAA because of like making videos, because he ran for like Texas A&M, quit the team, and then he eventually dropped out of college. So he started making new videos, like really funny, like commentary videos. They're so funny. He's awesome to watch. He makes like really, it's not just like bland, just like sitting down, and he adds in skits and like all these little gags. Like I really like him.
How do you balance YouTube and your school?
Extreme time management skills.
Oh yeah.
It didn't seem all like great at first, but my high school was like ridiculously competitive. Everyone just wanted to take like all these AP classes, and like it was super intense. but it really prepared me for college, like time management wise. So I just have a set routine, and I honestly get everything done that I need to. I have architecture to do and all my other classes. It's just mainly architecture takes the most time out of my day. And then I like to work out, and I always find a time on like either Saturday or Sunday to film every night. I'll edit a little bit. I always have time to edit a little bit. And then hopefully a video out on like Thursday, Friday. I don't know. Depends how long it takes to make. But you can get whatever you need to get done as long as you're smart about managing your time.
I know Emerrias for sure knows the time management life. And I would say me too, except I don't really schedule out my times. I more so have a to-do list that I just get things done, and that works for me. Because I know that if I had scheduled times, I probably have a lot more mental breakdowns than I already have, and I don't need that. So I don't know. It's just good to find out what works for you.
No, I wouldn't say
for sure.
I don't have like a set. This time on Sunday.
Well, you have classes that you have to go to at a certain time, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of hard to balance everything, but I always just tell myself I'll get done a video, film this weekend, and everything else. Sometimes I have to wake up extra early or stay up late. Sleep is sacrifice.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I get everything done that I need to. Always make sure my grades aren't affected by YouTube.
Oops.
What's your favorite part of the creative process?
I think it kind of like changes. Like some days love acting or commentating. This is like a bad answer, but I think I just like everything equally as a whole. I mean, sometimes I think I like editing more, honestly. Kind of just flip-flops, or it's mostly just I kind of like the whole process. Recording is just like obviously more like inconvenient because you gotta like set up everything. Long process rather than just like flipping open your laptop and like getting to work.
Let's say you're in your room, right?
Yeah.
And your mom has sewing work in the room next to you. Are you self-aware that your mom is in the other room and is possibly listening to you record?
I'm aware.
This is an example.
That like everyone in my dorm can hear me.
Exactly. Yes,
yelling.
This is what I'm talking about.
But I don't really care at this point. Everyone's pretty cool about it. I really lucked out with how my hall is, and everyone's like really supportive. It was like awkward at first. I was like, oh, by the way, I have like when I had to record, I was like, I have a YouTube channel. That's why I had my camera and stuff. But everyone was like super supportive about it, and I've been able to get actors and like, does anyone want to act? And everyone's like, yeah, definitely.
What's the dream, and what do you think of a timeline for you? Like both MasterEth and I are like 10 years is our thing. Probably longer too, but you know.
You mean like be doing this for 10 years?
Yeah, and then another 10.
Obviously the dream is to like make it your profession and stuff like that. But I want to be able to have this as like something I can actually do in my life. Maybe just as like another flow of, obviously I'm not doing this to make money or anything.
Well, yeah.
Like, I'll have my job, but also have YouTube be like another part of my like success in life and stuff like that, and be able to like use it to be like successful. I think that would just be awesome. Because I feel like when people in college say like, oh, let's go talk to this firm to see if we can get an internship and like all that, it really doesn't excite me at all.
Right.
I love architecture school and everything. If I'm going down that path, I really want to try to find something like different. I have my goals of what I want to do, but I also have things that I don't want to do. And that's also what drives me. I don't want to end up just like at a normal firm doing normal things. I want to be able to actually make something out of my YouTube channel. So yeah.
Honestly, besides Emerrias, I don't think I've heard anybody say that when it comes to like creators that I've found. It's just very difficult to find, I think, people like us, where it's like we're trying to make our creativity kind of our career.
Yeah.
And that's always the most difficult thing for sure, because there's so many factors to this, but I don't know, I'm willing to fight for it, man. I don't want to live a normal life.
Yeah. I don't know if it like sounds negative or anything, but like the main driving thing for me is literally like I don't want to end up at a normal job that I'm like content with, like just like okay, like this is fine.
Yeah.
Like, that's like, so
you don't want to regret your life decisions.
Correct?
Yeah. Exactly.
I'd rather go and risk something, and maybe if I fail, whatever, but at least I'm not like just sitting there being like, oh, I have this job that's like fine.
Right.
Yay.
Well, see, even if you fail, you can say, well, at least I did something and I tried.
Yeah, exactly.
So that way I don't have to live with that over my life. So
yeah, architecture and everything. Doing it here, it's like a safe, I know I'll be fine even if I like risk trying to make something like more exciting, go like rather than just finding a firm that wants me to be there and just working for them. But it's like good, like reassuring thing to be here because I know they'll be able to find me a job and stuff like that. I pretty much have like YouTube in mind and like other just creative things in mind rather than just working in a firm. If you okay, this is something that really bothers me.
Oh, here we go. All right.
People in these YouTube groups will be like, or like just some people I hear in life. This doesn't even have to be necessarily YouTube. Just like all I want to do is like do YouTube for a living and be able to like make videos, or like people in just general will be like, oh, I really want this. But like to me, if you really want it, you'll like stop at nothing to get there. Like if you really want it, you won't get like discouraged.
Right.
Oh well, shoot, I tried. I guess I'll just go back to this. Yeah. Like I will not stop trying to make it in YouTube, at least somewhat. I legitimately like want it. And then like there's people that just like kind of go through the motions of doing YouTube and they're like, oh, YouTube is like screwing me over, even though like their videos are just bad. Like that's literally
right. Yeah.
Like sorry, but this isn't good content. And so yeah.
I know some people in my life that are like this, that it kind of relates to that, but it's like they always talk about, they talk about these ideas, but then they just never go through with it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, what are you going to do about it? And they're like, oh, I don't know. I was just thinking about it. It's like, well, why don't you do it? Right. Like, honestly, if you want to do YouTube, just do it. Like, because I know some people who did YouTube for a while and they're like, no, I don't, this isn't my thing. Writing is my thing. And it's good that you didn't spend that $800.
Exactly. That's why
that's why you should start off with what you have. If I wasn't like editing and doing video projects, I probably wouldn't have bought a new computer. But it's because that's a priority in my life. I needed to upgrade so that way productivity is going to be better overall.
Exactly, yeah.
What advice would you have for other YouTubers who are either like they're wanting to make YouTube a bigger thing, or just like some YouTube tips in general that you've learned that will benefit anybody who is a small content creator?
I can definitely tell when people are like forcing themselves to make content that really isn't what they're supposed to make. You should definitely make content that you want to do and don't try to like act like you're anyone else. Do content that you want to make and that you have fun with. That's just kind of like a generic.
I mean, I don't agree that that's generic. I think a lot of people like to do what other people are doing. So I think that was actually really good advice. So
just always make sure you're doing what you want to do regardless of what else is happening on YouTube. And also, it's hard to say this, easier said than done. Don't always just like check your subscribers and the views. Like don't get hung up on that. Just keep going and it'll come. Not that I don't do that. I always at certain points
I'm totally guilty of that.
I'll be like why am I not getting these subscribers at this point? But then I tell myself I just got to keep doing it. That's what will kill me if I just keep looking at like the analytics of things, showing how I did way better last month than I did this month, stuff like that. Also, sub for sub.
Oh my goodness! Thank you.
God.
Thank you. That's a literal cancer.
Don't do it. Just never.
I still get DMs on Instagram and be like, hey, check out my channel. Sometimes I'll just be like, why? And either A, they don't respond back, or they'll try to explain themselves. And then this is the opportunity where I like actually try to give them advice and be like, don't do sub for sub. Yeah. Like my cynical mind is like, why are you wasting your time? This person's probably going to quit YouTube in like 2 days. And I'm like, well, because the right thing is always the right thing.
Yeah, I try to tell them like, listen, like they'll see my thing. Dude, I'll like check them out. Just don't. Oh, okay.
I just think there is a correct way to do distribution. And I feel like messaging people one by one through Instagram is not the best way. I think the best way is going to forums and groups on Facebook. So that way it's like everybody is kind of there for the same reasons. So that way when you share your video, it's like, well, of course people expect you to share videos here. But when it's like direct messages, that's when it gets kind of weird. Unless you have like specific messaging groups for that.
For anyone that's like just starting and is pretty much like below 1,000 subscribers, I would say. I'm about to get to like 400. You really don't know how many subscribers people really have until they're like, I would say above 1,000. Because there could be like someone that has like 50 subs, but then you will have someone that has like 900 subscribers but gets like 7 views on a video just because they did sub for sub. Looking at other people's subscriber counts, just like when you're in that like 0 to 1,000 range, you never know if it's real or not. So just do your own thing. And
subscriber count does not match the quality of the content. honestly.
Well, not
And I
always.
feel like people get that mixed up because it's like
Yeah.
I see these channels with millions of subscribers. I watch their videos and I'm like, why does this have 1 million subscribers?
Yeah,
Like,
dude. Oh my god.
and so, I mean, it's kind of deceiving, but it's like at the same time, it's because these people subscribed. Like, it's
Yeah.
not because their content is amazing.
Yeah.
There's a difference there, which is something that I've realized more recently.
This has been a really cool podcast.
Dude, this has been amazing. So much information. So yeah, thank you, Jake, for coming on the podcast. I
Yeah.
appreciate.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Yes.
Really fun.
Yeah.
Where can people find your videos?
Searching Jake Robinson.
Right.
That's my
Right.
channel name.
I'll also be sure to link it in the
Yeah.
show notes as well. Seriously, everybody, check him out. He's really
Yeah.
funny.
I
and,
should be like the
really
first
quality
Jake
stuff.
Robinson that shows up.
Yeah, but like, guys, if somebody's on this podcast, like, I really like truly believe in what they do. So keep
Yeah.
that in mind. I don't just have anybody on here because it's like, if it's not worth my time and effort, then no. But this guy right here, he's doing some good. So
Thank you.
thank you everybody for listening to episode. I don't know the episode number 6, I think 6. Anyways, thank you everybody for listening. The next podcast episode will be in 2 weeks, where we will have possibly another guest on the show. Thank you again, Jake, for being on the show, and we will
Yeah, of
see
course.
you later. Remember, stay creative. That was a podcast episode. That was
That was
fun.
awesome.
Oh yeah.
That was like way better than I thought it would be.
Oh yeah,
That was-
same. Especially since I didn't have any notes, because I didn't have time to write notes, so I kind of just like
Yeah.
think I went pretty good off the cusp.